Hey, you two family. How you doing? This is Rhonda with Rhonda Loves Life. Thanks for joining me, guys. Oh, I am a mess. I worked out, just got finished working out, took a shower, came home, got my tea ready. You guys like my little Paris cup? So I've got some vanilla black tea here, really good. And I'm looking a mess. My hair is still kind of damp. But it's all good because we've got a lot to talk about today. Ooh. Mm. We got a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about the Cabal Connection. Now, remember, I call it the machine or the cabal. As we know, it's a group, and we'll get the definition of it too. I'll pull that up. A group of powerful elite that's in their streaming giants, their celebrities, there are politicians, there are talent agents, there are legacy news. What else am I missing? The celebrity regs. They all work together to push an agenda. And if you think for 1 minute that you are not being manipulated, you better think again. You got to pay attention because remember, just the other day. So tonight we're going to talk about what we just found out about Beyonce being a part of that cabal and her mom being on Meghan Markle's show. That is a big flex for Meghan Markle. She trying, y'all, and that cabal is trying. Another member of the cabal, I do believe, is J-Lo and American Music Award. Now, with Puff Daddy and what the hell happened to poor Cassie and all the victims that this animal destroyed, wouldn't you know that J-Lo and the producers of American Music Awards decided that it would be a good idea to embrace a freak off on national stage to the world. So we're going to get into that. I am convinced now more than ever, this cabal is really corrupt and disgusting. And we got to get into it. All right, we've got to, honey, because this is very, very interesting. I cannot wait to see how this rolls out. Now, right at the top, we're going to get into Tina Knowles and Meghan Markle being on Meghan Markle's show. We're going to jump right into it because tonight it will be the Cabal Connection. In other words, the machine, that powerful machine that's working hard, y'all, to push this propaganda on us. They decide who they're going to put up on the pedestal and promote. So I don't know what's going on, why they keep pushing Meghan Markle when there's so many other talented people out there that would deserve a chance and does deserve a chance. But do they care about that? No, they don't care about that. So it is something strange going on. But we've got our suspicions, and we're going to keep watching. Okay. Deborah, how you doing? Brooklyn, hello. Roxana, hello. Thank you so much. It's been crazy busy, but no complaints. You know what? As long as I'm working, I'm grateful, y'all, for real. As long as I'm working, I'm grateful. So, as I promised, oh, this tea is good. This is a vanilla, it's a vanilla black tea, so it's loaded with caffeine, but it's so flavorful. And I needed some hot tea tonight. I feel pretty relaxed. You know, when you work out, after you work out and you get in the shower and your body's like, oh. And I wanted to wash my hair, but I didn't have time because I knew I was going to get on with you guys. So I'm like, okay, well, at least, keep it back, keep it, pinned up in the back. But I didn't want to have wet hair all over the place. So when you drink hot tea afterwards, it is so relaxing. And then I'm online with you guys. Oh, this is a slice of heaven, guys. Brooklyn says, I didn't watch J-Lo performance, but I saw parts on YouTube. Oh my goodness, she doesn't have any morals. Brooklyn, no, we're going to get into that. And I don't know. I used to hear like, oh, you know how you hear conspiracy stories and they say their people are sacrificed in Hollywood in that old little system. I never really bought into it, but we've discussed this many a times before. Meghan Markle, Harry and Meghan, and the powers behind them really trying to push them, despite it's obvious that Meghan Markle just don't have the it. She just doesn't. Harry doesn't either. Harry lost his it when he hooked up with a whole viper and she sucked the life right out of him. But then he was, I think the palace, he was really, his image was protected because he had the palace backing him up, and not only backing him up, but they kind of controlled his exposure a little bit. So we weren't really seeing the real Prince Harry. Not until Meghan Markle ripped him from the castle and took him all the way to Hollyweird, y'all, to Sin City. They say Vegas is Sin City. Hollyweird, because Hollywood is Hollyweird. I think there's no difference anymore. It's just that those actors that are very talented, most of them make sure they go do their job and then they go home. But you've got those higher ups and the powers to be that's really supporting this too. So the Cabal Connection tonight, we're going to jump into Beyonce basically supporting Meghan Markle. Don't get it twisted. She is, because her mother wouldn't be on her show. Now, what does this mean? I think Meghan Markle is really, it is smart, because what Meghan Markle is trying to do is that she's trying to curry the black vote. Because if she try to get into politics, she's going to need a base. So she really want to build connections. And black people, we as a culture, in my opinion, we tend to be too forgiving and accommodating to people, in my opinion. Meghan Markle has never identified as black. She's never identified our culture. She never, not identified. She never even bothered to immerse herself in our culture. It was not what she wanted. And I believe that she's also a very deeply racist and a self-hating biracial. I've said that all along. But I do believe this one here is a flex. It's a little flex, not much, because I don't think it's going to move the needle. Tina Knowles. Now she's got a book that's coming out. I'm not sure why she's on there with Beyonce, with Meghan Markle, with Beyonce's blessings. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Tina Knowles is very close with Tyler Perry, which is Lil Bit's godfather. And we know Tyler Perry's history. Come on now. Come on now. It's been rumored that Tina Knowles, being from New Orleans, that her and Beyonce practice witchcraft. I don't believe that. It's hard for me. I don't know. You never know what these people are into. But one thing I know for sure is this machine, members of this cabal, they are now willing to stick their head out and support her. They are willing to do that now. Will it work? That's the question. I don't think so. But we're going to get to watch it. Now, the problem I have with Tina Knowles and Beyonce and Big O, because Beyonce's in there too. And we're going to watch Beyonce too. We're going to talk about how Beyonce really, you notice Beyonce, let's real talk here, real talk, y'all. Beyonce doesn't come out too much to do interviews. You know that, right? And you know the reason why, right? It's because Beyonce doesn't communicate well. Beyonce, when she communicates, it's almost like she's kind of slow. I mean, so the smart thing to do, she's a beautiful woman. She's super talented. I don't know if anybody other than Michael Jackson is as talented as her, or Prince. So that's one area. But Beyonce, we don't know who she is, what she's about, but we know for sure now that she is a member of this cabal, because she's put her face out. Now, she put her mom, Tina, out there, so Tina can take the hits, but Tina does nothing without her daughter's approval. Come on now. That's Mama Bear. So Tina will not do anything without her approval. Meghan Markle, someone behind Tina with Beyonce's blessings, encouraged Tina to go and embrace her. And remember, Gwyneth Paltrow embraced Meghan Markle. They're really trying to clean up her image, and they want us to forget the creature we saw behind that mask. Will it work? That's a good question. Will it work? I don't think so, because I don't think people, the the public, I don't think they are invested in legacy media anymore. I don't think those same strategies and tactics that the machine uses, I do not believe that it works anymore, because we can go anywhere on social media and get authentic content, and we don't have to be spoon fed what to like and what not to like. And the other thing too is that we kind of know the gig is up. We know how the system works. And we also know that that your cabal, the gatekeepers, you guys are supporting an entire industry that is so vulgar at its roots and so dark that there's no way that you're going to convince us otherwise, that you come from some. I don't see much light. Now, I remember Miss Tina just at Beyonce's concert last year. Was it over a year ago? Her what was the Renaissance? What was the name of her? I didn't go because I'm not paying money. I can't pay that. I like Beyonce. I watch it on YouTube, but I can't give them my money, not my hard-earned money. No, sorry. I look like this. I'm like, when I look at, no, I don't want to say I'm cynical. I'm not cynical, but I scrutinize every dime I spend, and I will not be spending $500 to go see Beyonce. I'm sure it's a great concert, but I'm the working poor, so I have to budget my money. And $500 can get me a long way when I go to my Paris trip for 3 months. That $500 can carry me a long way. So I'm not going to waste it on a Beyonce concert. Sorry. So back to Miss Tina. Now, Tina Knowles, just over a year ago, she took Beyonce's background dancers to TD Jakes' Potter House service. If you think I'm lying, go on Instagram and look at it, because I follow her. And I remember thinking, why is she sending the background dancers to a whole TD Jakes? Now, I'm gonna shoot straight to you guys, pow pow. I don't do mega preachers and mega churches. I don't. I told you guys I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And I just do not believe in giving my money to other people, because they're entertainers to me. They just found a niche, and it happens to be religion. That's how I see it. I'm not going to lie to you. That's how I see it. TD Jakes is now embroiled in some kind of lawsuit now. But Tina Knowles decided to take all them dancers. I guess they didn't have a choice. What if they're, why would you send them to a church service when, how do you know they even, maybe they're not even Christian. Maybe they're Buddhist. Maybe they're an atheist. Maybe they're Jewish. What is this about? But it's the connection she had with TD Jakes. And remember, TD Jakes was where? He was rumored to be at Puff Daddy's FREAKOFF. So the ties that bind people, the ties that bind, I'm telling you. So we see this machine that's moving. It's like a cabal, and we're going to get in the definition of cabal and what its purpose is. This cabal, who's in this cabal? Celebrities, politicians, streaming giants, talent agencies. Did I say politicians? Celebrity rags, like People Magazine, Page 6, In Style, Harper's Bazaar. All of them are designed. People Magazine, did I say People Magazine? They're designed to push up and market celebrities. That's all, or whatever agenda they want. Our legacy media, they are all in tandem. In the political politicians, it's the Democratic Party majority. I'm shooting straight, pow pow. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm seeing. So when you get all of them in this little cabal together, having this much power, they are really the ones, they have control over what we see. And having that power, they will help try to determine how we should behave, and what behavior is normal, what behavior is not normal in this culture, in our culture. J-Lo has 248 million followers on Instagram. And what did she do? The opening, instead of celebrating, they said she sung 6 minutes of singing and dancing. Side note, J-Lo, remember she sung at Biden's inauguration? Remember? Can't sing a lick. That girl can't sing worth shit. Do you think that the Democratic Party could have come up with someone else to sing at the inauguration? I don't know. How about Kelly Clarkson? How about Jennifer Hudson? I mean, there are beautiful singers out there. Well, I don't know. How about, let me see, Celine Dion is Canadian, but there are so many beautiful singers out there. Why couldn't they profile someone who could really sing? No. J-Lo is part of that cabal. I thought about that because I was like, wait 1 minute. At Biden's inauguration, she sung. And if you don't think this cabal, they all work together. They all work in tandem. So J-Lo, they gave her a spot. And then J-Lo worked hard for Kamala Harris. Remember, all the celebrities came out for Kamala Harris. This same group in the Democratic Party is still in it. They are looking to push Harry and Meghan. I think they're looking to push Harry and Meghan as Americans royal. They want to monetize them. They're a product. That's what they want. Will it work? I don't think so, but I don't know. I'm going to have fun watching. I really am. But there's nothing that can convince me otherwise now, as I see it's all a racket. And those in power, it's much more darker than you realize. Because when you think about Puff Daddy, think about how Puff Daddy was able for over 30 years to reign holy hell, holy terror, destroying lives for decades and was protected. See how Cassie was beaten down. She was beaten down on that video, dragged in the hall. LAPD did nothing about it. And guess what? None of the celebrities, they're all mute. Nobody would even look. When I saw that Cassie video, and then when you listen to the trial, how this Puff Daddy would split her head open. She would end up with stitches in the head. This animal. They knew it and they turned their head. You know why? Because that happens a lot more often in the industry. And the freak off is commonplace. That's why you see in American Music Awards, J-Lo get right up there and she have a freak off right there live for the whole world to see, including her 248 million followers on Instagram. That's because they support that. That lifestyle is what goes on. Do you really want these people? And it's the celebrities, it's the politicians, it's the streaming giants, it's our legacy news papers, talent agencies. They are all in it together. They are really manipulating our kids. Think about it. Children seeing that are young adults, not, who are impressionable, and look at that and think it's cool. Where do you think them freak-offs lead to? Where do you think that? And by the way, that's one of the 7 deadly sins, lust. So what are everybody doing? Orgy and stuff? Is that what she was promoting up there? And by the way, what didn't she just reenact what Madonna and Britney Spears did about 20 years ago? So it's just the same old filth being recycled. So Tina Knowles is definitely part of the cabal. So is Beyonce. Now, I'm going to show you a video of Beyonce. And I remember seeing this. Beyonce high as a kite. It looked like she is, okay? So here's Beyonce. The reason why Beyonce never talks, I told you, is because Beyonce, I think it might be a little special needs. I really do. She's talented, but I think she might be a little special needs. And it's just what it is. But is it smart? It's absolutely smart. It is absolutely smart. You know why? Because Beyonce, she go mute. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go mute. But however, you done stuck your head out, Beyonce, supporting Meghan Markle. Was that a good idea? Smart for Meghan Markle, because Meghan Markle needs to start building a base. And she's trying to attract kind Black people who say, oh, she got a Black mother, not knowing her history. Can Tina Knowles do that for her? Can Beyonce accomplish that for her? I don't think so. because I don't think people care. That's the problem. I don't think they care. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But I was thinking about Beyonce and this, and I wonder, you notice she stays mute, which is very smart. Very, very smart. Because don't open your mouth. If you know that you're not that bright and you know that, that's not communicating is not your strong suit, then go mute. Then that way people can't judge you. Now, Beyonce did come out at a game, and this was, and I was shocked when I heard about this when it happened. But it's like, oh wow, so there might be more to Miss Beyonce than what we're seeing, and I think it's important that when they come out like that, that we shine a light on it. And just kind of look. We're not scrutinizing, but here they say that I can't pay to play the music because it's copywritten. But there's no music playing, and then she's going to start swaying from side to side. I guess the question is Beyonce high? Let's make this screen bigger. Can I? Oh, it won't let me make it bigger. Oh, yeah, it will. So she's talking to her husband, and as she do that, let's keep talking. So Beyonce keeps mute, and you don't see her, and that's why, and it's smart. Now look at her. There's no music playing. I don't know. Does she look high? Let's see if hold on. Yeah.
Hey fans, I'm Love here in the next shop by tonight's item of the game. It's a We Are Brooklyn t-shirt. Normally $24, you can pick it up tonight for $15. Now fans, because of the Brooklyn and I love this item of the game, I'm giving away at freedom to a fan easily at Alan is Love. At Alan is Love to be a single location, hashtag We Are Brooklyn, and you'll get a t-shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in supporting tonight's SW24 Security Solutions Hero of the Game, Meghan Markle of New York City.
She's rocking. Look at her rocking. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, she has hell, yeah. Oh, she is in the clouds, y'all. She is in the clouds. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. She is not even there, y'all. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Woo, Lord. Look at that. There's no music. See if I can make this bigger. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. And you see they put the camera on her. Look at that. Wow, that is really crazy stuff. It's really crazy stuff, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. So, Beyonce, she really controls how much exposure she let the media have to her. That way, you don't have nothing to work with. Whereas Meghan Markle is out there, and that's why. And when you're cuckoo, it's gonna show. When you're out there communicating with people, and we are all human beings are just naturally social beings. We can pick up. It's hard. You can pick up somebody who's very intelligent versus someone who tries to be intelligent, but they're not, right? You could pick up on someone who's kind of off. You can't put your finger on it versus someone who's off, but it's kind of comical because they got a little, tick. So human beings, we are naturally social beings, and we can read each other pretty well. So what Beyonce does, she stays away because she has learned over the years with them. She's not a good communicator. And like I told you guys, I think, no insult towards her or anything. I just think communication is not her strong suit. Also, I think that, she's probably not that deep. She's been performing since she was a little goober. So she's not going to get in a deep conversation with you. It's just not going to happen. But it's just not her strong suit. Now, she can perform her ass off. She can dance her ass off in them 5-6 inch heels. She is one of the best performers in the game, no doubt. I really wish she would retire on top with all of this touring. But I hear now, I'm wondering if the reason why she's touring is because they don't have as much money as they claim they do. Just saying. Just saying. Just curious. So will Tina Knowles, can Tina Knowles convince enough Black people to support Meghan Markle? I don't think so. But I find what's more interesting with this is this cabal, this machine that's working. And you got people that are coming out and poking their heads out, which leads me to think they are getting pressure from behind the scenes. They are starting to ratchet up promoting Meghan Markle. Let's take a look at Meghan Markle, what she had to say. Hold on one second. Let's go here. We're going to listen to Miss Meghan Markle. We are going to listen to what she has to say. Hold on one second. Let's rewind this. Can you see this? Wait a minute. I got this on mute. Hold on.
Interview for you. A bonus episode. Next week, we've got one more very special interview for you. A bonus episode, because when a matriarch calls and when this matriarch calls, oh, you answer.
That's why I fight so hard. Now, I tell them every day, you belong anywhere. I mean, since they were little girls, you belong anywhere you choose to be.
Can you guess who it is? This one is so special, y'all. I'll see you next week.
I know. I feel the same way. Let's get some of these comments up here. I feel the exact same way. Hold on. Let's get some. Yeah. Deborah says, sorry, but I can't stand her voice. Her voice, it's nothing real about it. Her voice bothers me too. Rinsky says, I really can't stand that Meg voice. Yeah. So Tina Knowles is ready. Did you hear what Tina Knowles said? I told my girls, you can go anywhere. You are invited, or you can go anywhere you want. So they're starting to create this sort of backstory with Meghan, that she's a fighter. And these are code words for Black people, or people, not only Blacks, but people who have gone through, groups of people who have gone through some sort of oppression, where they feel like we're really not invited. Now, see, I don't feel that way. I'm like, give me an opportunity, I'm there. And the word, I will, you know what? I will first think positive. I will give you the benefit of the doubt until you show me otherwise. But I have not, this idea that the world is against me and trying to close doors to me, I don't buy that. I don't buy it at all. And those few that decide to close the doors, go in through the window or kick the door down if you so deserve. But they are trying to use code words to wake up those that are oppressed, whether it's women, where is a minority of some kind, not just Blacks, where it's religious people who go through anti-Semitism or whatever, religious prejudice. These are code words, and the machine know what they're doing. And this is Democratic Party again, because what they're going to do is they're going to lay the groundwork. Harry and Meghan was discarded by the racist royal family, and they're going to think that works. And the Democratic Party don't realize we're tired of it. You're not going to try and force feed this self-hating biracial down our throats. It is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. But we live in a society where free speech is allowed. Everybody has their, Tina Knowles want to get on that show, and Beyonce Tina Knowles on behalf of her daughter, they can support her all they want. I don't, you know what? If they're part of that cabal, I understand. They got a job to do. But don't get it twisted, you guys. They are about pushing their own. And I always do this with my hands, because I'm really expressive with my hands. Cabal is like a big ball. These people are a special interest group all together to push their own agenda. You got Democratic politicians in there. You got a streaming giant Netflix with Ted Sarandos and his wife. You've got Ari Emanuel, who's the talent agent and one of the biggest in the industry, pushing his clients. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is his client. And you see how they're going around threatening people. You see, Blake Lively even lost her own one of her good friends, Taylor Swift. Taylor, like, I want nothing to do with this. You made your bed, you lie in it. And then Blake Lively, because she's represented by WME, a powerhouse, she just assumed that she can send Taylor Swift a threatening letter telling her that if she does not offer public support, go public and offer support to Blake Lively in this situation with their Baldoni gentleman, who's a very handsome young man. Well, he's not young anymore. He's got wife and kids, but they still young to me. But she threatened Taylor Swift and was like, if you don't come out and publicly support me, I'm going to release your text. This is what this chick is doing. So you realize they are like, these are not nice people. So I'm like, all of these people that's part of this cabal, imagine what they be doing behind closed doors, y'all. Imagine. And none of them. You think Big O, did she ever offer any kind of comfort or sensitivity towards Cassie at all? Cassie Puff Daddy took her head and slammed it against the board and split her head open, y'all. And these animals, they all knew, but they were making money. They didn't give a shit. So now we got Tina Knowles in this with Beyonce. And then Beyonce, she is hiding herself because she does not want the media to really get a glimpse of what's going on in her life. But I do believe that there is some telltale signs that we're starting to see. Like, for instance, that swaying back and forth, to me, that is very suspicious. I'm sorry. I call it as I see it. Now, I love Beyonce as an artist, but I understand why she stays away. And that's because there's a lot going on with her and her husband. That swaying back and forth, that looks like she's hiding me. I'm sorry. She was not on the same planet. She wasn't in that room. That girl was gone. On whatever it was, to me, that's how it looked. Okay? Now, her husband, Jay-Z, Tina Knowles, in that book she got, she said that her and Jay-Z, Beyonce and Jay-Z was on the phone for a year before they started dating. I'm like, well, when did they start dating? So he met her when she was 17, so you were waiting until he was 18. So there's a lot going on. One more thing. Remember when I did a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago when it was revealed that Jay-Z and his company, they were turned down for a loan. Jay-Z himself was turned down for a $150 million loan, and his Rock Nation was turned down for a $50 million loan. And I'm like, pump the brakes. Wait a minute. I thought Forbes magazine said, this is the legacy media again. Forbes magazine said Jay-Z is worth, let's pull it up so that don't take my word for it. Do not take my word for it. Hold on, let's pull it up. Forbes magazine, Jay-Z, net worth. Yeah, let's see. Let's pull it up. Don't take my word for it. Let's pull it up for yourself. Never take anybody's word for it. Look it up yourself so you can see how it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Let me share this screen with you. Hold on. Okay, now they're trying to put commercials up here. Come on, people. Oh, they're going to make me subscribe? I don't want to subscribe. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Let me pull it up here. Jay-Z, this is Forbes. You guys see this? Let's make the screen bigger so we can see what that's. Forbes magazine on top. Forbes magazine. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Forbes. See that? Forbes magazine, right? So let's go to Jay-Z. And let's look at some of these others. But Jay-Z himself, let's focus on Jay-Z. Jay-Z's net worth, $2.5 billion. This was in 2023. $2.5 billion. You cannot get a loan for $150 million, and your Rock Nation can't get a loan for $50 million. The hip hop icon's portfolio is vast, encompassing assets like his champagne brand, Armand, whatever. I don't feel like reading this. So they say he's worth $2.5 billion. Really? So then if he's worth that much, how come he can't get a loan? that means that he's highly leveraged in debt. That's what that means. That means he's got too much debt. They turn him down. He just, and probably because he don't really have that kind of money, you know. So they will create this cabal. They create this lie. They create these celebrities, and they create these images, curate these, and then when the facts come out, it's like, and then he wants to blame the lawsuit. This lady that came out in the lawsuit. No, don't blame her, dude. Just, but why would he be honest about that? No, he's not. He's not going to be honest about the money that he really don't have. And these people are richer than I will ever be. Don't get me wrong. These people are richer than I can ever dream of. Richer than I could ever dream of. Most of us. And but even still, I mean, why lie about it? You're still rich, but that's kind of their culture. They want to be the richest and the most successful and the most powerful, and the list goes on and on and on. They are never happy with anything. But anyways, Tina Knowles, this should be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to this. I'm not going to listen to the interview, but I will continue to monitor. We got to keep monitoring what this machine and what they're trying to do, and shine a light on it. And it seems to me like this is still the Democratic Party with their same sort of, and the old guards with their same sort of strategy. And you know what that strategy is, y'all? Hold on one second. You know what that strategy is, what they're doing? It's playing a race card, things like that. Yeah, definitely. So Meghan Markle really she's desperate. She needs allies. And she know in order for her, she needs a voting block, because she's thinking about going into politics. You got to have that voting block. So she's really trying to rebuild her relationship with the Black community in an artificial way, because she's not really invested. Here's why. Whenever there's Black History Month, does she post Black History Month, anything on her social media? No. She hired them 11, that royal court of hers, she hired 11 executives that's going to be making over $100,000 a year. Did she hire any person of color? Not a one. And I'm not saying that, you're required to have a quota. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, isn't her whole goal is to try to embrace her Black side or her woman of color side? She is doing, the cabal is all, they have decided that this is what they want, and they don't give a damn what we think. So let's get in the comments. Let's get into the comments. That's really sad. But, oh, you know what? Let me make one more point before I get into the comments too. You think about how much money and time they put into this chick, this cabal. There are so many talented people, actors, actresses, people who are creative in that industry that could really benefit from giving a chance. That's all they want, is a chance. They keep pushing this girl up, and she's like, I'm not going to work. She's like, I'm just going to, so, and she will never work hard. But I find that interesting. With all of their resources, they're full of shit. They're all there to promote their own goal. And let's look at, before I get in the comments, I want to show cabal. We can look at an example of a cabal, the definition of a cabal. And then I want to get into the comments, because we got some good comments here that I want to highlight. So a cabal, the contrived schemes of a group of persons secretly united in a plot, like they say, as to overturn the government. No, I think it is a group to unite in a form of a cabal. So a cabal, and they go into the history of it and all that, where it originated from. But it's just a group of people united in a plot. And then, you know what that plot is? It's not one plot. It's an overall agenda to promote their own interest. That's what it is. And if you are a part of that system, and you are a member of that team, and you do what it takes to be part of that, like Oprah Big O has her own agenda. She was pushing Ozempic. Now I don't know what she's doing. Now she's up talking about reading books, life after death, and all that crap. Gayle King going up. Gayle King promotes the oligarchs. She promote the tech billionaires. First, she had Mark Zuckerberg's virtual reality glasses on, pushing that to our young people. Like our children really do need to be stuck in a house behind a virtual reality glasses away from civilization. That's supposed to be a good idea. Did her and them other bitches they get up on a tube and go up in the sky and come down and get mad at us? So they got their own interest. Gail, her interest is to promote Paramount, and they built. Now these people are all intertwined with each other too, if you know what I mean. So there's those personal relationships. Now Netflix, I think Netflix. Part of me, I think that they are holding on because they are going to do they want, when Meghan Markle divorced Harry, they want to be able to have that sort of interview or tell all or whatever they got. And then also the real story of Harry and Meghan. But I know some people who in the comment, I don't know if it's Deborah or Roxana, one of you guys was saying in the comments a couple of days ago that they think that maybe King Charles is helping Harry and Meghan in the background, keeping Meghan employed. So I don't know, something strange is going on, and they have decided. And I think what it is too is that these are older, rich people, very wealthy people that are just really stubborn and set in their ways. And as far as they're concerned, they have decided this is what we want, and the hell with what y'all think. That's the plan. I think that's a piece too. But they are definitely a cabal. All of them working in effort. One thing we know, they all have one thing in common, and that's promoting Meghan Markle at all costs. And they don't give a damn about. I would like, how come they didn't put, how about Nia Long? Nia Long has been in the industry since the late 80s. I would love to see her get more commercial work and Netflix work. How about Taraji P. Henson, one of the best actresses in the game? How come she can't get any work? Why did Oprah, what Oprah did to the Color Purple, those girls were outrageous. But then Oprah and Tyler want to give their all to Meghan Markle. Why? We got to keep why. And now Beyonce has stuck her head out. And now Beyonce. So Beyonce's collecting $500. These concert tickets are not cheap. Now, Meghan Markle will take whatever crumbs she can get. Because Beyonce, Beyonce would never take pictures with her at a concert. Meghan Markle was never allowed to be in the premium spaces where Beyonce and backstage and all that. No. But her mom coming out, that means powers behind the scenes said, Tina, you're going to come out. There is a cabal. So why they're doing it, I'm not clear. But I think it might just be that whole war against legacy and that old guard and the new guard. And this idea of, and it's commonplace, and some of you guys pointed that out 2 days ago during my live, that this is Hollywood. This has been going on since the beginning of time. They decide on a person that they're going to build up as the new star, and they build them up. But that sort of curation of a star, that doesn't even work anymore. I mean, it doesn't. We have to first buy into it, and we're not going to do it. So they have exposed themselves, and it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. Beyonce, I think Beyonce sticking her head out like that, I think it was a bad move, but Beyonce don't have much to lose. She's a superstar. But it draws criticism because as far as I'm concerned, Miss Tina taking back the background dancers. Now I like some Miss Tina, but when I saw that she took them background dancers to TD Jakes' church for a Sunday service, it's like, girl, bye. Come on, Tina. I like you, but bye. Why don't you just have a cookout for all your kids, all the dancers? Why don't you just hire, you guys rent a place and let them fellowship together? Why would you want to tie them to that? And we know what TJ, what is his name? Shit, Potterhouse. I don't know that man's name. I'm getting hot and it's getting burned. These lights get hot. Y'all see me sweating? I think it's the hot lights, but I gotta have the lights in my room because I don't have enough lights. Let's look at some more comments here. Yep, Rinsky says the public are done with PR. Social media has given ordinary people an equal footing to celebrities. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. Yes, honey. Yes. Why on earth am I supposed, and I'm tired. Beyonce was here at Soldier Fields in Chicago, and honey, them tickets. I mean, they were some expensive tickets. I don't care. I'm not, and I'm not going to sit in the nosebleed seats. I'm sorry, but to each his own. You like Beyonce, I'm happy for her success. I told you I think she's talented, but I'm not fooled by her hiding away. I think it's smart. I always say, best thing to do is to go mute. Do not expose yourself to the cameras and the media, because once it is hard to fool the public. If you got a boom boom going, cuckoo going, if you got a tick tick boom boom going up here, or if you kind of slow, or I mean you are on display, you think it's hard, you got to just say, hey, I am me, and just I take the good with the bad. When I get on and I communicate with you guys, I do it honestly, and I try to do it with love and compassion. But some people will like me, some people won't, but I'm not going to pretend. I think it's over. You got people on this YouTube streets and on Instagram and on TikTok and Twitter. They got millions of followers, more than these legacy, more than Meghan could ever dream of. And they still trying to push her up. And that's the part I don't think they get, how offensive that is. That they think we can't see all of them, their machine at work, trying to push us into buying that shit. Like, when you look at Meghan Markle, do you really want to live that life? That's the thing. When you look at her, do you want to live that life? No, we don't. We're not buying fantasy anymore. We're not buying this fantasy lifestyle anymore. No, we're not. So why are you guys still? So they have not figured it out yet, and we're going to see. I watch when I work in the morning. My background noise, I listen to Scott Galloway and Professor G, and I listen to background, and he talks often about many different subjects. But when he gets on legacy media and how they are just clueless, and how really we need to, the way this country is going, this society, it is how we're failing our young people, especially our young men. He is really open about that, and how our politicians are just clueless. They don't care. And this cabal with Harry and with Meghan Markle is amazing to me in a way, because it's like they are really trying, but they don't get it yet. But we're going to see how this rolls out. More comments. These celebrities, Deborah says, these celebrities may be black, but some don't like black folks either. Look at the big O's. Gail's, Tyler's don't like black people. Girl, Deborah, oh my God, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Big O and her wife, Gail, when their bestie, Harvey Weinstein, when he got on trial for his SA, his oh my God, the man was out of control. So he was on trial for his life. That's when Big O, I started seeing Big O plus her wife, Gail. Gail had R. Kelly on her show. And that's when R. Kelly he had a meltdown, and they started doing memes of him. He stood up and had meltdowns. Now, he deserved to be in jail. So we saw R. Kelly. It was like, okay, that's a one-off. Then she did Michael Jackson Neverland, that whole thing. Big O did that. And then Big O jumped on a documentary about Russell Simmons. And then Russell Simmons was like, wait a minute, why are you guys attacking black men? I mean, it was all in a short clip. And I did a video over a year ago on that, where I did the timeline. And I believe because of the cabal, this cabal wanted to really, they wanted to have some effect on the juror for Harvey Weinstein. So the future juror. So what they did was they threw all these other black male celebrities. Big O, she had, and her wife Gail had R. Kelly. Big O had Michael Jackson Neverland crap, and then the Russell Simmons, and then Snoop Dogg and all of these black celebrities start saying, wait a minute. And they like, wait a minute, Oprah and Gail, what are y'all doing? Is this tag team or what is this? Let's tear down the black celebrity, male celebrity fest or what? What's going on here? So Oprah started crying on CBS News. Who's the head of CBS? Harry and Meghan's besties. You know, the ones that they swing with, you know, him and his wife. Well, Gayle King, oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. Gayle King, Snoop, they were threatening on social media. It was gang members threatening Gayle King. They were threatening her. They were like, they're going to, you know, and let me tell you, they're going to come for you. Yes, they will. So Oprah was on CBS crying. They threatened her. She has to get a security guard. She's scared. And I said, nah, big O, why? You know, you got the money. You could pay for security guard 24/7, right? I mean, what you crying about? Because we don't care about your damn tears, big O. You didn't care about none of them. You were trying to protect your homie, Harvey Weinstein. That's what she was doing. So Big O pulled out of the Russell Simmons documentary. And then here's the icing on the cake. Kobe Bryant and his baby girl and the other, may they rest in peace, the other people that were on that helicopter died. Kobe Bryant wasn't even buried. His widow, she did not get, they didn't even have his funeral, nothing yet. And do you know what Gayle King did, Oprah's wife, on CBS? Harry and Meghan's, you know, buddy. Gayle King asked Lisa Leslie, I think that's the Olympic basketball player, asked her about Kobe Bryant's RAPE case that happened like 15, 20 years earlier. Lisa Leslie. I was shocked. And then that's when I said, oh God, no. This is so, when Ice Cube said it, about 10, 15 years ago. He said, he had an interview. He said, fuck Oprah. Oprah is nothing but a gatekeeper. And I remember him saying, and I'm like, wow, why is he mad at Oprah? Because Oprah don't like the N-word. Because Oprah was like, I don't like the N-word around me, and I got to talk to the rappers. And it's like, who the fuck are you? She's so fake. And she is a gatekeeper. She know about all this because she's a part of it. She's a part of it. She is a gatekeeper. Oh, yeah. I remember they played a video of Oprah in the 80s when Cindy Crawford was 18 years old. And she was a model, and she was in Chicago because Cindy is from Illinois. Oprah's show was based in Chicago. 18-year-old Cindy Crawford, Oprah said, stand up. And then Oprah said, oh, yeah, she's beautiful. She got a nice body. And it's like, to me, it's like, why are you objectifying this 18-year-old girl, Oprah? I think it's revealing, because I think that this is all part of it. And the way that Oprah, when Taraji P. Henson started crying when they were going out on the Color Purple circuit, and she could not take it. And she was like, we are not getting paid on par with our actresses. Look what they did with us on the Color Purple set. That's what she was talking about. They did not have their own trailers, allegedly. They had to take it over they didn't get a car to take them back and forth. Oprah is a whole billionaire herself. And you know, she gave them girls crumbs. And guess how she treated Taraji P. Henson? And I did a video on that when it happened. I played a clip. Check it on social media too. Oprah, they were all, it was Oprah. It was, who else was in it? Was it Fantasia? And the girl from Orange is the New Black. They were all outside, and Taraji was standing there. Now, Taraji is the star. So Oprah refused to stand next to Taraji. So she walked to the other side, and Taraji just played it off, you know, Taraji, because she knew it. Taraji was like, shit. She had a moment where Taraji was like, she spoke out, and you don't speak out against Big O. So I'm like, I'm wondering and waiting. I saw Taraji in a movie on Hulu, or was it Prime? It was that movie about the Vegas heist, which was so good. She's an incredible actress. She's been booked and working for decades. So now that she spoke out, I wonder if her opportunities would stop. I'm watching closely. Yep, I'm watching closely. Rinsky says the public are done with PR. Okay, yep, I read that. Why has Beyonce never been able to use her voice? Why does Tina allow her daughter to be controlled by her husband? Yeah. Somebody just wrote in here. Let me read this. There's a comment that I saw when I put that video up. Hold on. Let me find it because this is telling. This is telling. Somebody, I think it that Jay-Z keeps her high to control her. Oh, yes, Deborah. Yes, I heard that Jay-Z keeps her dead so he can control her. You know what? Because you notice she don't really speak out. And I think, yeah, because if you want to keep what's going on with you secret, and you have to go dark. But the fact that she came out and see, I criticize, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, because I feel it. To me, Tina and Beyonce, you guys are sticking your neck out for a whole self-hating biracial. She never embraced Black people in any capacity, and now she does. And then you are pushing her agenda. Are you either one of you taking any of the time to invest in talent? Those who don't have, and you know what? I can say Beyonce probably did with Haley and Chloe. But I don't know what they're doing now. So I imagine that they are, but I'm just saying this doesn't look good for their brand, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it turns me off. You know me, I don't suffer fools lightly, and I'm like, once you have revealed yourself to be part of the cabal, now I've spotted you, you stuck your head out. Oh no. So then I'm gonna be watching you. I'm gonna be watching your moves and see, and because you got to just watch people, and they stuck their head out. So they are part of this whole cabal to push Meghan Markle down our throats. Why would they want to invest in that? Because I'd imagine Tina, to be honest with you, the way they feminizing her grandson. Have you seen him? Solange's son, he's a model now. And every time I look at him, I'm like, he's starting to look more and more like a girl. What the fuck is going on? Let's pull him up. What is his name, by the way? I'm just saying. All this Hollyweird stuff. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you. Too bad. Beyonce's, what is that boy's nephew? A model. Daniel Jules. Yes, look at this. That boy, they are, listen. Let's look at some of these pictures. Come on. We're going to do it. We're going to look at some of these pictures. And I'm like, okay, now look at this one. Okay, is that not feminine to me? I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's pull this up. Look at that. Look at that. That's not feminine. So I'm just saying, are we now? The boys are looking like girls now, huh? It's just okay now in this industry. What about this one? Look at this. The boys looking like girls now today. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm curious. I'm very curious. That's all. Look at that one. And Beyonce and her mom support him. Yeah, look at that. I want to find some more, because I'm like, what the hell is going on in this industry? Like, can't he be a model? He's a beautiful young man. Can't he just be a model and look like a male? Why does he have to? Why they gotta feminize him? Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this shit. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to keep that up. What's that? What the hell is that? So, I guess it's okay. I mean, men look like women look like men. I mean, to each his own, but I'm just saying the industry and the way they work, okay? So, if the powers to be chose Meghan Markle, then there's nothing the people can do. Just like people didn't have the choice with Kamala Harris. The powers that be selected her allegedly. That's true, Deborah. They did not even allow a primary. They just and that's why in the Democratic, I'm telling you guys, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it right now, because I'm sorry the mood hits me, and I'm just not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna lie about it. Listen, let's pull up Kamala Harris. So let's pull her up. Let's pull up Kamala Harris, right? In the Democratic Party. Let's pull her up. Come on, Miss Kamala. Let's pull her up. Okay? Because we got to talk real tonight. We got to talk real tonight. We got to just be honest. Hold on, let me pull her up. Let me see. I thought I had it there. I didn't. Here it is. Here we go, right here. Okay. Okay, Kamala Harris. So the Democratic Party, okay. First of all, we got to roll it back. History lesson. Now, there are problems on both sides of the aisle, but because I grew up a Democrat, okay, and I would consider myself a social liberal and a fiscal conservative. That's kind of how it is. So I'm more like an independent. But I grew up supporting the Democrats. But then after a while, like many of us, we became just frustrated. And I think what happened was, let's do a little back. Clinton, most of the Democratic Party base was in blue collar areas, right? Or on the East Coast, the elite, the educated. During Clinton administration, fast forward, Clinton administration, they passed this NAFTA, the North America Free Trade Agreement. Now, I'm not an economist. I'm not a historian, but I do have common sense. And I know that, and I educate myself. During that North America Free Trade Agreement, all of those, most of the manufacturing jobs in those blue belts, a lot of them went overseas to cheaper labor because it was cheaper labor. Okay. On our income, on a business income statement, labor is most often the highest cost on an income statement. So Clinton was the one that started sending our jobs overseas. Now, the blue collar worker, the blue dog Democrats and all them, they bought into the Democratic Party, thinking the Democratic Party cares. We know the Republican parties are all for the rich, but we surely with Democratic Party, we started seeing that the jobs in these areas were gone. And then you fast forward, and then Bernie Sanders comes on the scene. Bernie Sanders, oh my God, I took my kids to see Bernie Sanders speak at North Central College a couple of years back. It had to have been like 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago. We stood outside in the cold. That line was all the way around that building. And it was wonderful. We got an autograph copy of Bernie Sanders' book. And my kids got a chance to speak. I love Bernie Sanders' honesty. I am not into socialism, but I like the fact that he's speaking out on corruption and the shit these politicians are doing. I like that part. But I am a capitalist too, because I'm a small business owner. And you can make money in this country. Anyways, what the Democratic Party did to Bernie Sanders was a fatal move, rather. We were already disenchanted with the Democratic Party. You go in these blue belt areas, them jobs are gone. It's desolate. They don't have hospitals. Hospitals are closing. They got to drive 45 minutes to a larger population to get to a hospital. It is insane. So the Democratic Party, we get Bernie, and Bernie technically would have won. I think Bernie would have won during that time. People were just tired. Okay. So fast forward, Clinton didn't win. Obama, this whole thing, Obama, 2 terms. And then Trump came on the scene. Now, if you fast forward, think about if you were a Democratic supporter, you part of a union and you worked in these manufacturing towns. Now you don't know, you don't have a job, or you getting paid much less. Your options are shrinking. And then you see the Democratic Party being disconnected. And what the Democratic Party does, they flip. They decide to go into identity politics. But see, the American people are tired. We know we being fucked around. We know it. But the Democratic Party being bought by special interests too, their mask failed, and we saw their true intentions too. So that voting block, the blue wall that they thought they had, when Trump came along, what people like about Trump is that Trump told you right where he came from. Right where we want to see that. We don't want to see bullshit politicians anymore. We're tired of it. That's what's wrong with Meghan Markle now. We don't want to see phony ass bullshit artists. That's what happened with Kamala Harris. We don't give a shit that your mama bought a house and you running around cosplaying black. Come to find out that your father's not even black. He's like Indian. So, and I don't even watch Candace Owen, really. But let me just tell you, her investigation on Kamala Harris, and my sister educated me on this. It was impeccable. It really was. That Kamala Harris, she was cosplaying. She got into black AKA, and that's what Meghan Markle's trying to do, what Kamala Harris did. Kamala Harris found a voting block. As you notice, Kamala Harris always worked in government. She never went out into the corporate sector, really. She's always been a government employee. So what Kamala did, Kamala immersed herself in black female culture, joining the AKA, the black AKAs. It's a black female sorority. She did that, went to a black university, Howard, and then she just stayed in government and moved up. Now, she's a social climber for real. She got all the way to the vice presidency, but she could not, can't pull it off, Kamala. Sorry, not president. Trump, people like Trump because Trump comes out with it. He's going to tell you, even to now, he's going to tell you, he doesn't hide it. If you don't like it, stop him. That's what democracy's for. There are barriers in place. There should be checks and balances in place to stop a tyrant. But if the check and balances don't work, that's your fault for voting for him. But my point is, you cannot label all those people racist. You can't. Sorry, you cannot. The Democratic parties were the ones that betrayed them. They did. They started shipping them jobs overseas. Now they still playing the same game with Kamala. So Kamala Harris, they just destroyed any chance. They went back to the same playbook because the old guards don't want to let go. All right. So what they should have had was a primary. Let Kamala fight it out. Let Kamala and the other Democrat, those candidates, fight it out and may the best man win. That's usually how it works. That's usually how it works. The best candidate wins, man or woman. And they would have beaten Trump. But what the Democratic Party decided to do, fuck what we want. Again, they did that. They put this chick up. They put her up. And then expect us to just vote for her. So she had the machine. That whole machine. Beyonce came out. Taylor Swift came out. I don't know if Taylor Swift's part of the machine, but she did support. But we know Beyonce now is part of that cabal. Beyonce, Bon Jovi, Taylor Swift. Who else was at the who else came out? Bruce Springsteen. Now I don't think Bruce Springsteen and them are part of the cabal, but they are Democrats. Okay. But what the Democratic Party thought, okay, if we fill them with all celebrities, the people will be so blinded by the celebrities that we won't notice that what kind of policies will she have? Is she going to change anything? No. And she was such a she was a corporate sponsor, everything. She never had any real authentic ideas. And I'm sorry, people had no choice. We had no choice. I didn't vote for Trump, but we did not have a choice. I'm telling you, for me, I'm going to be honest. I sat out. I didn't vote. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not voting. I'm so sick of it. I'm not voting. That's how I feel. No. So, but people who had been out here struggling. So anyways, Deborah, yeah, they chose Kamala and the Democratic Party didn't even allow the other candidates to compete for the job. Now they're doing this with this David Hogue, the young 25-year-old. He was the VP of the Democratic Party. And he starts speaking out saying that he would like to start running more promising candidates against these Democratic, those sitting in Democrat seats in Congress. That he wants to start running other people opposing them because he want to change it up. The young man is 25 years old. He was part of that Parkland shooting, a survivor. He's got a lot of good ideas. I'm Democratic. Now they're saying they're firing him. And I just say, look at that. Still at the same shit. So they think if Cory Booker stands up for 24 hours, I'm sorry. Now, Scott Galloway was impressed with that. And I'm like, I like you, Scott, but I disagree with that. Because I'm like, I don't give, he can stand up for 24 hours, for 24 days. I don't give a shit. Because I'm not going to vote for you because he's bought and paid for by special interests. So is Hakeem Jeffries. So we need some real candidates. We need some. So anyways, enough of that politics, guys. Enough of that. But yes, Deborah, you're right. Yep. Deborah says, have you ever thought it's not about us? They promote each other. It's their world. They give us who they want. They want Meghan Markle. Yes, obviously. Yes, it's not about us. But guess what? They need for us to, we have to, we are consumers. We're the ones that watch the programs, buy her products. Is she gonna, are you gonna watch anything she's in, or are you gonna buy her products? Will it? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work because I don't think it's gonna move the needle. I think we're in a different age. I think that's why royalty is more valuable. It's above celebrity because it's culture. Part of the fabric of a nation. H&M walking away was the biggest mistake they could have made, in my opinion. I agree. Yeah, that was a big mistake. And the cabal, I think and Meghan is still on this hamster wheel, her and Harry. But this machine that keeps trying, and they are trying, they are giving it their damnness. I often wonder, do you guys know that we can see what you're doing? And more than that, it's offensive because all of that energy and money and investment you put into her, why aren't you putting that same sort of energy in building new talent? You know what I mean? Of celebrities that are already there that are working, not celebrities, because booked actors and actresses and those are on stage, stage performance and all that. Those are they are committed to their craft. They're not celebrity. Meghan Markle is celebrity. So why are you pushing her? But I think you're right, Deborah. They don't give a shit. It's not about what we want, it's what they want. But guess what? We're the consumers and we're not buying it. Don't forget, she allegedly channels Princess Di. These are high priestess that's power they see and know. That's what, what, Deborah? I hear that they are practicing in the realm of black magic. I've heard that a lot of times, and it's hard for me to believe. But I'm like, I don't even want to even think about that world because I know that the occult exists, and it's the occult. And I know playing around in that world, because that to me, that's not God. So I don't even think about it. When I went to New Orleans and I got a chance to really do the tours and get into the history and stuff, and that's where Beyonce's people are from. That's where the rumors are. And let me tell you, the witchcraft and all that, that's huge there. It's no joke. It is no joke. I went to see a fortune teller. Is it fortune teller? Psychic? What would they call a fortune teller? And a card reader, like a card reader, tarot card reader, not a fortune teller. So that was interesting. And then I was like, and my sister was like, no, don't do it. But then I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. She said some interesting things. But when I started looking around and noticing, I'm like, wait a minute. You really don't want to open that door. You really don't want to open that door. Because it's kind of attractive when you think, because they got the beautiful shops and the cards, the tarot cards and all that. She gave me some really interesting information, but there's so much other areas of the occult that's in New Orleans, and it's real. And they got a really vampire sort of underground stuff, which was weird to me. I saw in a hotel and then on the newspapers, and then You go to the restaurants and stuff, and they have the magazines there, and it's just like, whoa. So yeah, it looks like that they, if they are in that whole occult thing, God bless them. I don't want nothing about it. Majority of the royal family are Freemason, allegedly. The checkerboard of Meghan Markle anniversary. Oh wow. Oh wow. Remember, Beyonce says she is not herself when she performs. These celebrities are channelers of demonic spirits. Oh, Deborah, that makes the hair on my back stand up for real. I'm serious. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I will never get I will never go to a fortune teller or a tarot card reader, because I just don't want to open that door. Because I'm telling you, when I went to New Orleans, it was all over the place. I'm not lying to you. It was all over the place. All those crystals and stuff. And it's like, Lord, so you never know. And I did hear Beyonce, what does she call it? Sasha Fierce. Mm-hmm. I hear her say that. They are there to lead people to Satan. Shit. You know what? That whole cabal, it's a dark force in there, you could tell. Because anytime that you have to do all that nasty shit to get ahead in an industry, and then they all working together, then I started to wonder, because think about Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. I started thinking about them. I used to love Hillary Clinton in the 90s, in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. And then I start seeing, like, remember Foster, Ben Foster hung himself. And then they said, well, it was something suspicious about that. And then it was two other people at that law firm that died. And then I'm like, wait, what's going on here? And then how Bill Clinton would just, it was like they were in arranged marriage. You could tell it was just arranged, a business relationship, not a marriage based on love, commitment, monogamy, and all that. They were career politicians, and they had a lot of secrets. And then that's when I started saying, wait a minute, what people present to you don't always seem, because people were down around them. And I'm like, why do people keep that? That Ben Foster one was a big one. Because I'm like, I thought why would he? And then you noticed Ron Brown. He was the transportation secretary. Remember the black guy during Clinton's administration? Their plane crashed, and they said that the bodies had bullet holes in their brain. That was during Clinton administration. So I started once I started getting aware, and then also maturing and growing as you get older. And I learned to start paying attention and not believing. And then I start putting two and two together and realize that things are not always as they seem. Yeah, there's nothing. Yep, there's nothing we can do. Yeah. That's why the palace didn't have Harry do a lot of talking, because they knew he was dumb as rocks. Yeah. Harry's another one that's kind of special needs, but Harry is, they protected his image a lot. He was protected behind them palace walls. And now he's not so much, because he stepped down. But I think what's more telling is the fact that she ripped him from the protection of the palace and planted him in Hollyweird. She didn't just go to Santa Barbara, Montecito, and just live a private and quiet life. No, she right there. He's hobnobbing with all of the nasty crew. I mean, Kris Kardashian and her boy toy, John Travolta. Now, John Travolta, I have a special fondness for, because when he was in Saturday Night Fever in '77, when he did that movie, I was like, look at him, he can dance. I was a little tiny tot. But it's been rumored that he, go both ways, if you know what I mean. And I feel bad he lost his wife and he's raising his kid, and then his son died. So I kind of feel bad for him. But does that mean that, but he's been in the game a long time. So, so Meghan Markle, she decided to plant him in Hollyweird. Hollyweird, baby. In that cabal, and that the members of that cabal, is crystal clear who they are. But yeah, Harry, he's exposed now. and she's priming him. She's grooming him. She's been grooming him over the years. And I think at this point, it's been 7 years. I think Harry, if anything that he hasn't experienced in his life, he's probably experienced already in her world, because that's kind of how they roll in Hollyweird. When the Harry and Beyonce talking points has to be staged. Yeah, it does. It does. They can't, and it's that brain. Because some people have trouble speaking publicly, but they can kind of articulate their thoughts. You know what I mean? Even if it comes out mumbled. But there's a difference between someone who just kind of nervous speaking publicly, but they can still articulate a coherent set of thoughts. Whereas Beyonce or Prince Harry, they got to kind of prepare that. They got to prepare it, especially Beyonce, because she can't. Sorry guys, she cannot. It's difficult for her to sit and kind of have a conversation that's not pre-planned. I'm just saying, from what I can see, but I do think that it's smart for her to go mute and don't come out. But she just stuck her head out. Why? Yep. Why? Let's get us more comments here. Megan's saying y'all at the end are so irritating that she's trying to be black again. Oh yeah, she is. Oh, now she will. But it's like, where are your black? Where are they? Where are your any black staff, Megan? It's all, you know what? And they don't. What the thing is that these people are even beyond race now. They are in their own cabal, and I think you're right, Deborah. Is that they don't really give a shit what we want. They're like, you just consume our products and our merchandise, in our movies, and our content, or whatever, and shut the fuck up, because we decide. So I'm like, okay, let's see how that works. We're gonna see. Let's see. Hi, Rhonda. Looks like they're getting desperate for publicity because the concept of celebrity is dying fast. That's why Tina is willing to talk to Meghan. She's desperate to sell her book. That is right, Rinsky. She's got a book to sell. She was on Oprah too. Big O. Big O, they close. So, they all, and Tina want to sell her book. Now, who in Meghan's camp gonna buy Tina Knowles' book? I mean, like, okay, why is Tina Knowles writing a book? I'm being honest, Mama Tina. Why are you writing a book? And then you exposed to the world that your daughter was talking to your daughter Beyonce was talking to Jay-Z for over a year before they got together. So does that mean that when she was 16, 17 years old, that he in his 30s was talking to her until she became of age? What are we talking about here? And I'm curious, Latina, I'm like, why did you and Peter Lawler, what was the name of the guy that she married? He was in Poltergeist in the 80s. I remember when I was in a little girl watching Poltergeist. He was so handsome. He was married to one of the Motown, Berry Gordy's sisters, I think. And he got this beautiful young daughter that's an actress. Well, she's getting older, but she seems to stay busy acting, and she never comments on Beyonce and them, which is good. I mean, but Tina, why don't you go into detail? Tina say she had to be happy. So I wonder what was he doing to make her unhappy? I'm like, I'm a girl. I don't want to hear nothing in that book unless you shedding some serious tea. Otherwise, why write it unless you're just trying to go for a money grab? That's why I also think Beyonce with getting it now, I think she has to work now, because if Jay-Z can't get loans, they are highly leveraged in debt. They are. So they got, and they are still richer than we will ever be. But I think the debt they're in will blow my mind. I wouldn't even want to know. But, I guess rich is rich. But shit, being buried in debt is being buried in debt. Because Beyonce just had a Renaissance tour less than 2 years ago. And now she's back on this Cowboy Carter tour. And it's like, girl, just retire on top. Just retire on top. So yes, I agree. It is desperate. That is, and this is probably a dying age too, now that I think about it. The idea of the celebrity. Now the celebrities are everyday people. Because I'm telling you, those that I watch and enjoy, these are people that are not highly curated. They are not inexpensive houses, or they may live like Scott Galloway is rich, but he's in a whole very plain and modest studio. I mean, and when he go out and talk, and he says that he's rich, but he believes in. He said that he would pay more taxes. He believe in the rich giving back more. With these cuts, they are cutting. They are basically stealing from our children and their children to pay for, you know, the wealthy. So it is what it is. But this is a dying industry, and they're gonna have to adjust. I'm curious how they will adjust, because CNN, I see they've got a YouTube channel now. Who else? MSNBC's got one, but it's clips. It's not the whole thing. So it is hard to compete with social media now. It is really hard, because you can't. We are past that, because we already know it's not real. It's smoke and mirrors. It's nothing but illusions. Why has Beyonce never been able to use her voice? Why does Tina? Yep. Yeah, Tina, it's just very weird. Very, very weird. And Tina, yeah, they are setting up for, they are trying to lay the groundwork for Meghan to embrace this. I was kicked out of the palace. I've been abused by the royals because I am a woman of color. So she's trying to go to black people to do it. It's not going to work. Because I'm going to tell you honestly, we can go to Beyonce concerts. Beyonce selling her whiskey and selling that hair product, but she was holding her head the front while they was washing the back, trying not to let the see the tracks. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, girl, if you got tracks or glue, whatever, so what? But she's selling hair stuff, and Tina's on Instagram promoting it. People standing in line to buy it. I'm like, y'all, listen. Genetics is what keep your hair healthy. If you are born, you see some people with beautiful thick hair down here, and they're born with that. You see people, you can do what you can to keep your hair healthy, but Beyonce, you know, come on now. It's not real. Stop. But she's trying to sell, you notice she's selling a lot of shit. It's like her hair stuff, then the whiskey, and then now she's back in concert again. So when this ends, what else is coming out, Beyonce? What else you gonna sell? Cowboy, cowboy apparel. What? And they could not the American Country Music Awards. And Dolly Parton said it. Dolly Parton even joined her on a song. She was like, "You just gotta kind of work in the industry for a while, Beyonce." But no, Beyonce is just trying to diversify. I get it. She's about making money, but it is what it is. The victim complex is profitable in Hollywood, only it doesn't work on the public anymore. We are tired. We are so tired, and we know the game. We know the game now. It's hard. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. We know the game. Oh, I gotta sneeze again. Oh, Lordy. Oh, excuse me. My allergies. That's, we know the game now, y'all. It's too late. Celebrity is all PR facades. It's all false idols propped up by an illusion of what they want us to think who they are, not what they actually like. That's so true. Why you think that? To me, Beyonce rocking back and forth, I'm like, ooh, that's you. Are you doing a lot of rocking back and forth behind closed doors when you hiding from the media? Because she won't come out and have a conversation no more. She can't. Because and that's smart. Like I said, it's smart, because holding interviews, and I'm talking about, how about just sitting and talking? Like, I don't have no script. I have nothing. I just, and I don't consider myself to be a scholar. I am just an average, everyday black girl, well, I'm a middle-aged black woman who happens to be American, and who have a passion for certain topics. And I'm like, I'm on here, I'm gonna talk about it. Those who want to join me, come join me. I don't come with a script or none of that. So I'm like Beyonce, but Beyonce don't have to do that, because she makes a lot of money performing. She is one of the best performers in the game by far. But you don't engage her in a conversation, because she's not going to be able to indulge you in it. I mean, it's just going to be, she's like a dim light up there, in my opinion. I think Meghan has a nice voice, even though, hey, Ari, even though she is very questionable person. I can't stand J-Lo's voice and her fake laugh. People are still not seeing her evil eyes. She practiced black magic. Now, Ari, remember J-Lo had that black lady with the thing, and somebody said she's her senior something. It's something to do with black magic, like where they have the woman, they follow you. It's some kind of, they said that about J-Lo too. And in J-Lo, the cabal, we're gonna get into J-Lo too for a quick minute here. Wait a minute. Yes. J-Lo has exposed to the world now that she is down with the freak-offs now. And AMA, they expose it. Majority of the royal family are Freemasons. Meghan Markle showed the black and white checkered board, which was on her anniversary pic. She's in, they know her. Wait, she's in, they know her. We don't. Oh, did she, Deborah? I gotta look at that picture. I think Meghan Markle, it's going to be interesting. Rhonda, you know that the black community love their light skin. Plus, Meghan Markle married a white man who pretends to love black people that will have an effect on the black community. You know what, Deb? We'll see. You might be right. You might be right. I don't know. We're going to see, though, because it's, I can't speak for all black people, and I wouldn't begin to try, but I know we're not all a monolith. But I do believe that people are going through so much. They are not, but you know what? You never know. You never know. But I think Big O, Tyler Perry, and Gail, they lost a lot of currency with black people. And I think Tina Knowles and Beyonce is still popular, but I feel like Beyonce is she peaked, and I think she's now on the decline. I really do. So I don't know if that's enough to get black people to look and really in large numbers support her. I don't think so. Because first of all, she has never ever given any indication that she's engaged in our culture in any way. But we shall see, Deborah. We're gonna definitely see. Because I think she's gonna go there. She's gonna try to get into politics, and I think we will know. But it's tricky. I can't, Deborah. We'll see how it goes. TD Jakes was at a Diddy party too. I know that cabal and all of them. It's just really disgusting. Meghan Markle is being pushed because she's down with their program against the people. Yeah, she is. She had a lot of experience. She was doing a lot of work for years. Remember, she met Harry in her mid-30s. So she could not, all of that work, she couldn't even make it. Even with all of that networking and connecting, and then what Soho House and all of that. And, it never got her. It just got her 6 on the call sheet on Suits. But I think it was because she got that double whammy. She's a psychopath and she's a malignant narcissist. And I think she blows up her shit without realizing it, because she does not, that psychopath part of her where she can't read people, she does not have feelings, so she can't really read a room and sort through it and kind of navigate and spot the pitfalls and all that, and spot people and read people and know, okay, maybe I'm a little, because remember how she treated Piers Morgan. Now that was one man you have to end it with him where you keep his ego intact, because he has a loud voice on both sides of the pond. She didn't do that. She just tossed him because she, in her mind, she's like, I'm done with you, and tossed him and never looked back. And he got this close. Some of these celebrities and singers, the biggest racists themselves. Yeah, I think it's self-hatred, and I think that they live in that bubble. I heard Cardi B talking about how much money she spends on children. I bet nowhere in Cardi B's agenda for her child is WAP, but they push that on over our kids. Yes. Beat it up, you can catch a charge. Extra long and extra hard. There's some hoes in this house. certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass, make that pull-out game weak. Yeah, 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 yeah. You messing for some, and it's like, okay, get a bucket and a mop for this, and then you get everything you got. And yeah, I know the words, and it's like these kids. So, but that's the industry. That's what sells. That's just what it is. It is alleged these black celebrities aren't allowed to not only own their own businesses, but they can't help the black community in a substantial way. They're there to feed us poison. Yeah, they are. It's an agenda, guys. It's a dark agenda. Think about them executives and how many black celebrities they just exploited sexually. I mean, all, but we're talking about black right now because, that's our topic. Think about how many black men, because look at this. Terrence Howard, Cat Williams, P. Diddy's bodyguard, they are all shining a light on how these executives, whether it's movie executives, talent agencies, music executives, they be making these black men get on their knees, if you know what I mean. They do. That's happening. I'm not making it up. I'm just going by the lights that's being shined right now. And that is crazy to me. That's crazy. That is crazy. And now they shine a light on it because, you can't have shit no more. Everybody knows. You see Will and Jada quiet. Where they at? Remember when Will Smith assistant. It was a good friend of his. He was also an assistant. He had videos. I mean, they are really close. He's in Africa, he said now. Remember, he went on Tasha K and said that he saw Will Smith, he saw Dwayne murdering Will Smith. And then Jada Pinkett was on The Breakfast Club, claimed she was going to sue him. That never happened. But you notice that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Oh, Jada Pinkett came out with that book. And remember when they said Will Smith went and said, "Oh, her book is on a New York. It's on top of the New York. What do you call the New York Times?" And come to find out that you get they bought it. You can buy like what 1,000 books or something. It was, and then I was doing a video where we were looking at the charts on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and it did not. It was like that one day on New York Times bestseller list, but you can get that when you buy 6,000 or something. I'm like, that's penny today. They could buy it themselves, and then it dropped. I mean, it was so crazy. And that's when I said, oh, they be lying. They be telling whole lies. But look at them now. Neither one out. They go mute. Yeah. And then that slap. You know what I mean? They go mute. Because they know the heat's on them. They know it. So, yeah. They're feeding people poison. But I just look. I'm like, man, how many of y'all got turned out? How many of you actors that you see? Like Michael B. Jordan. I got to see Sinners. I hear it's really good. And Coogler, the director, I really want to see Sinners. My kids and I supposed to go next week to see that. So, I got to pick my daughter up from the train in a few minutes. Okay, come on, they're in the same sisterhood, so they don't care about the masses, only their master, the goat. That's crazy. That is crazy. Rhonda, I swear it looks weird you swearing because you have such an innocent look. Do I? Yeah, I'm a kind person, but I curse. I do use profanity sometimes, but yeah. Makes me think of the conspiracy theory of population control by Bill Gates. Oh, yeah, I did hear about cut off the sex organs of men and women, confuse their identity, and the population's goals. Oh my God, I did hear about that. And they're saying that maybe, this is rumors. They're saying that maybe the whole COVID thing was part of a population control thing too. But yeah, I did hear he went, these powerful. And I gotta do eventually, I gotta do a video on the powerful, those tech billionaires, and especially in these rich billionaires, men, and God. And do they really think that do they believe in God? And do they think they're above God? So that is something, Rinsky, I want to talk about on another video. I do, but that is shock. I did hear that, yeah, I did hear that population control. You know what? When you think about the filth that they push on our communities, think about that. I still, you know what? When I see celebrities now, like male actors, especially the black ones, except for like Denzel's and Samuel L. Jackson's and Morgan Freeman's, and not so much. I think that because Denzel Washington literally, but you don't know. I mean, I'm not in their bedroom, so I can't say. But I'm looking at especially these young ones. I'm like, what you do? What have you done to get this role? Come on. Come on. What all have you done? Brooklyn Love says the industry promotes the opposite of what's normal. Hollywood and Hollyweird are the same. The only difference is it's exposed now, whereas way back they hid a lot of mess. Yeah, they did. Of course they did. They hid it all because we didn't have social media. Now you can't hide it. And I think because everybody's got a camera, and these celebrities are naturally, they are malignant narcissists because they got to be. It's all about them. They can't resist themselves. You have to be incredibly disciplined to really stay away from social media, and only post when you got something to sell. Only interview when you have something to say. um, they can't do that. A lot of them can't. So you tend to spot if they got a little ticky boom boom up here, it's going to reveal itself. You cannot fool the people for long because you will reveal yourself. That's what we're seeing with Meghan Markle and the industry. That's why that cabal is still trying to promote Meghan, because they say she's going to be a superstar. That's what Ted Sarando say. Now, Deadline magazine, the Hollywood Reporter, the Vogue, was it Vogue or was it Vanity Fair editor, and then Tina Brown. You got these people saying this girl, no, no, but they're like, nope, this is what we want. And I think it's because you got big old Tyler Perry, Little Bit's Godfather. You got, these are strong personalities too. You got Ari Emanuel and Netflix. And remember, he Ted Sarando's wife. So they are close with me. So remember, Meghan is networking and building relationships and connections. And we know all want, that's a code word. So, and I think she's part of the LGBTQ community too, because she do it. It's just who's convenient for her, who's for the time being. If you notice the video with Meghan Markle and that child going towards the beehive, if you notice the child's boots look almost resemble the rainbow, Meghan Markle is down with their program. I told you. That's what I'm saying. And think about it though. Wait, let's get Kamala off here, because Kamala ain't got nothing to do with Meghan Markle. Let's put Meghan back up. And we got to get into J-Lo right quick, because I'm going to sign off in about 10 minutes because, hold on. Wait, where's my phone? What did I do with my phone? Hey, Manny, hold on one second, guys. Manny, Emmanuel, Manny, what time are we supposed to pick up Gwenny? Okay, thank you. Oh, I got time. Sorry, guys. My son is in the bedroom across, and so I don't have to pick up my daughter till 12:18 from the train. So, yeah, Deborah, those boots. And did you notice the little girl's legs are small compared to the long legs when she was holding her son and daughter? She is just, let's put her up. This child, this girl is loony as shit. But we knew that, and we know that. But they are gonna decide. They saying the hell with what we want. They are. That cabal, and those are strong personalities. Like I said, they are gonna force it even if we don't like it. So we're gonna see how that works out. We are gonna see how long that works out, because I'm curious. I am very curious. So I'm going to keep her on mute because we do not want to hear her voice. But yeah, Meghan Markle is crazy. It is really crazy how, her videos be so weird looking to me. But, I'm not surprised. She's crazy. Remember the will to speak to each other, their symbols, signs. What? I forgot which president said it, but they said presidents aren't always elected, they are chosen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do believe that. I do believe that. But did you see Bernie Sanders is now also only flying private? Look like he's also abandoning this values. You know what, Risky? Bernie Sanders is like, I'm human. I am not dealing. How old is he now? Is he 90 yet? Bernie Sanders is like, I'm flying private. I'm not dealing with, they end up becoming hypocrites too. I mean, I love Bernie Sanders and that he speaks out and speak on behalf of the, but and I hear Bernie Sanders got a couple of houses. I mean, he's a millionaire. So it's a mixed bag of trips. But Bernie is like, I am not dealing with no commercial airport. He's like, but I love here. I love traveling. So I'm like, I get excited. But would I fly private? I guess I would if I had the money, but I wouldn't waste money on private. Bernie and AOC are two socialists. Socialism never works. Illegal immigrants are getting out of their socialist government countries. Yeah, Roxanne, I agree. I totally agree. Bernie and AOC. That part I don't support because I'm a business owner and I'm a capitalist. But I believe in compassionate capitalism. I don't think in ripping off and not giving back. I don't believe in that, but I certainly don't believe in taking what I get and give it to everybody and everybody get the same. And no, when I work hard, I'm like, no, that's not fair. Everything I get, I earned. I earned and worked my ass off. I didn't get to bed till like 4 o'clock this morning because I was working. And then I slept till noon. I did get some good sleep. And I'm back to work. But so I am a capitalist. It's just, but Bernie, I like that he's speaking out to power what he did, Now flying private, yeah, that's probably the best thing to do when you get that age. These people use a lot of psychology on us, i.e., the Democratic Party started the KKK, and through great mind games, they made the Conservative Party. They're the face of it. It is the history. I'm telling you, we have to pay attention because you can't trust any politician because they're all bought and paid for by special interests. You just got to pay attention to them. I just decided for me, I said, I cannot indulge in the debates anymore like I used to because I don't like arguing with my neighbor. I don't like getting into a debate about someone who happens to just see something different than me. Or I think our country has become so polarized that it's become dysfunctional. Like, how are we ever going to have a normal government now that we've become polarized? And I don't think it's healthy. I think that we need to get away from the polarization and start really talking and having conversation with people. But that's what I think. So I go out into the world and I just engage with people and live my life by example, stay in my lane, but I will not be getting into arguing about politics anymore. I will call out stuff when I see it's wrong, but I'm just embracing love, not hate. And shit, I don't have time, y'all. If I got free time, I don't want to be angry. And to me, it's like, life is too short. Yes, people will buy, and people bought from Diddy, the Jay-Z's, knowing they ain't good. Yeah. People are, just like that girl on the plane, the American Airlines stewardess. And I'm like, because what she did was you are not supposed to disclose passenger information. So did Meghan pay her? Did she get a good payout? Or some said that she had the Meghan Markle tattoo, that she was one of Meghan's in that picture. So it's like, and then she called her queen, and she was just like, people are really stupid. I mean, I'm sorry. There are a lot of people who are real stupid. They just ain't that deep. They just ain't that deep. Roxanne says the DNC chairman got fired. He was caught on video about to cover up the Joe Biden's decline. He said Jill Biden, chief of staff, had a lot of power and maybe controlled the auto. What? Wow. I'm not surprised. I am not at all surprised, Roxanne. But when we listen to their music, it impacts our mind and soul. That's why the control of the music industry. Yeah, music is powerful, y'all. Think about how powerful music is. I was listening to, let me tell you, this is a slice of heaven. On my phone, the OJs, they smile in your face. Now, you guys, side note, some of you know that I'm taking violin lessons, right? Because I love music. And my favorite group is Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire. And anyways, have you heard the arrangement for Backstabbers by the OJs? I download that and I put it on my headphones and go walk. And in a wooded area, it's just me and the music. And you hear that dun, 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 in the music, and you can hear each of the instruments and how crisp it is. These were real musicians. Music is powerful. It puts you in the mood. Like Chicago, I love Chicago, and I remember my father, and I think my father got me into that because he loved James Taylor. Who else? He liked Chicago. He said, but them damn horns. He said, them white boys are talented, but I can't get into them damn horns. And I love the horns. I love it. And and all the different musical instruments in that band. And Peter Cetera's beautiful voice. He's no longer with them. That song, I guess I thought you'd be here forever. Another illusion I chose to create. You don't know what you got until it's gone. But I found out a little too late. I was acting as if you were lucky to have me. Think about those guys. And when I met them, I hugged each of them, especially it's four of them that's still original members. I was like, I grew up Southside Chicago, and some of you guys know from Southside Chicago. I said I would listen to the words. It amazes me that they can get together, and they started with nothing. And these musicians from different parts of Chicago and Illinois, they got together and created this beautiful music together. Now, a lot of the hit songs from Chicago in the 80s, David Foster wrote a lot of those songs, beautiful lyrics. But the music itself, you can't beat it. I mean, really, when you think about it. Or like Stevie Wonder, that man is blind. And have you ever heard a ribbon in the sky? A ribbon in the sky for our love, love we can't lose. I mean, music is beautiful, 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 beautiful. And it's powerful. And these people put out filth. Like we were just talking about, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. I mean, they put a beat to it, so it's snappy, but it's filth. And think about the old guards that really, and the reason why the music industry, why they put out this filth, because it's cheaper to make. It's more expensive to have real musicians in the studio where they are in there and pay all of the horn section, the string section, the percussion, the singers. I mean, you got to pay all of them. It's cheaper to just throw some lyrics together in a beat box and sell it. I'm not making light of rap, but I'm just saying it's a cheaper form of music. And I mean, music is music. There is good music. So I'm trying to think what rap I do like. Oh, I don't want to get into it. Anyways, so I love music, and you're right. It's like it is so powerful. It influences our culture. And to see when I listen to good, and think of the old guys like OJ, Backstabbers. If you guys get a chance, download that song. And I was asking who was I talking to? And I said, did you know? I was like, who did the arrangements for Backstabbers? It's actually hold on. Let me pull it up again so I can. It's a name that I recognize, something in Huff. It's a Philadelphia, and these guys, I recognize their name when I heard it. Who arranged? Yeah, who did the musical? Yeah, here it is right here. I had pulled it up. I'm going to share this screen. If you get a chance, listen to the arrangements on that song. And another one is the Final Bell, the Rocky song. So here it's Gamble and Huff, I think is the name. Here it is. Yeah. Um, the primary musical arrangements for Backstabbers by the OJs was largely done by Tyon Bell, while Leon Huff also played a significant role in the arrangements. So it's Gene McFadden and Whitehead. Not the songs was penned by Huff. Okay, and then it's Gene McFadden and Whitehead. I recognize that name, and I'm like, when you think of these classics, and look at these are, I mean, and then like Final Bell, that's by Conti. I think it's Bill Conti. And you know, the Final Bell is from Rocky. And if you listen to their Bill Conti, the Final Bell, incredible. The arrangement is so beautiful. If you look at the arrangements in that and you think of that song, and just think about when you say music really can impact your life. That song is incredible. I don't want to get in trouble with copyright like I did before. So, but that's the music. Oh my God, guys. Music is powerful. And if it's good music, it can touch your soul. And you think of the music industry and the garbage they put out now. Because Puff Daddy, what talent did he have? All he did was steal samples from other qualified musicians. So you can't help that you can't hate him for making money. But for these musical the executives and those um that fund these guys, it's cheaper for them because before, think about it, Chicago, all them members, think of the old, like I'm talking about the OJ's backstabber. I heard in the arrangement, you can hear the piano, you can hear obviously the percussion, you can hear. I want to say there's a little string section in there, and there might be some a little woodwind or something. But these, it was an actual band. They don't have that now because it's cheaper not to. So they put up this garbage called rap. And not all rap is garbage. I'm not trying to offend them. Some of the music is catchy, but come on now, they're not real musicians. They're not. And then Rocky, in the Rocky song, so it's a whole orchestra with that one. Bill Conti, that's a whole orchestra. And he did For Your Eyes Only soundtrack too with Sheena Easton. Remember that song, For Your Eyes Only, Only for You. I mean, these are musicians. So music is very powerful. If you listen to Rocky, I listen to Rocky. You know, that's why I got into violin section. I mean, I got into learn to play the violin because for years I thought it was just classical, and still until I started the songs that I like. Rocky has a whole string. I mean, it is like these are musicians. Also, one more string section. Did you ever see Yanni the not the Acropolis, it's the other when they do the storm, Yanni the Storm, when he has the Russian or a violinist with the Chinese, and they have a competition back and forth playing the storm. Amazing. And that's why I was like, I'm gonna learn how to play the violin. I want to learn how to read music and play the violin. So that's where I'm at. All right, guys. Her taking Harry's show revealed his true heart towards the public, the Prince William family. Sad, but in the end, Prince William doesn't need a hater around him. You know what? Prince William got all he need. He got all that he need right now. Side note, guys, did you hear that King Charles that I saw on was it Dan Wooten, where the thumbnail said he had cancer in 2 different places, but Lady C says it's a cancer that he could be treated for and live a while. So I'm like, that is so scary. But Prince William got his wife and his children, and he cannot control Harry. Harry has decided that he's on this course of revenge, anger, spite, and he married a woman that is all for it. And they got a machine that's supporting him. That's why I'm wondering, is there an anti-monarchist element? There gotta be. There's gotta be. They just don't reveal themselves, but their mission is still the same. Because they, for them to embrace Meghan Markle, to me, it's like, and why Beyonce would like to jump on board on an anti-monarchist campaign, but they're going to try to disguise it as if it's some kind of Meghan Markle is being victimized and not welcome. Meghan, I thought you stepped down. Why would you care if you welcome there anymore? All all King Charles and Prince William and Catherine want them to do is go away. That's it. Just go away and live your life. Just go away and live your life, people. She had to say that to protect Jay-Z. Uh-huh. That's crazy. When black celebrities haven't called out Meghan Markle, then you know she's in. Dave Chappelle did, but he was the only one. Yeah, you're right. That's a sign, the celebrities. But I think celebrities just don't want to, they don't give a shit about her. That's what I'm thinking. But I could be wrong. I don't know. We're going to see. Everyone's online now, so it's giving the industry a run for its money. Unfortunately, the cooperations are coming online, so things will change on YouTube. Yeah, the corporations are coming online. Yeah, YouTube is a trip because they got all kind of rules, but you know, they the only game in town, one of the few. Notice they never introduced anything beneficial to our people, all about alcohol, hair, and gimmicks. You know what? That's true, Deborah. That is so true. That is so true. And they put these assholes on a pedestal. And when you think about how Terrence Howard, now I think Terrence Howard's ticky boo boom. I think he's a whole malignant narcissist because he had the nerve to try to debate a physicist and brought his little ticker toy thing and was trying. I don't know. He's got all these patents, but and however, I'm like, that's his tick. I'm not mad at him for that, but I don't think he's stupid. He was not going to let them, and that's why you notice his star never catapulted to Will Smith or Jamie Foxx level. Who else? Now, what's that boy name for Sinners? And I wonder what all he did, because you notice Terrence Howard is the best actor of all of them to me. He beat them all. Terrence Howard is a great actor. And do you know he said he'll always have to do the Chitlin Circus, which is just code for black movies, because he said he will like, who the fuck you looking at? I'm not a woman. I'm not. He will curse them out. He won't let them in. He won't let them executives bend him over and make him get on his knees. He ain't gonna do that one. He's not gonna do that one. No. He said, I'm not. And so they decided, hey, but they can't do nothing about him getting work and being marketable because he is still, he's talented as shit. He is such a great actor, but he didn't play the game. He did not bend over. The same with Cat Williams. You know, Cat Williams, I mean, he's got his little lane, his little niche, but Cat Williams, you notice they decide to give exposure and opportunities to Kevin Hart. You notice that? Kevin Hart ain't funny. I'm sorry, Kevin Hart is not funny to me. And here's the facts. Kevin Hart can't sell out a stadium. Can't do it. But they will put him in all kind of movies. And then I'm like, what did you have to do, Kevin? And Kevin scooped up Tiffany Haddish, and Tiffany Haddish was getting all them Disney movies and stuff, remember? And that Girls Day Out or whatever movies. And she was in that, was that a Disney movie about the haunted house or some shit? And I'm like, look at this. And you know, what's the young man, black guy that was in Get Out? He was on the cover of he was in a magazine with tights and a skirt on and heels. He was dressed like a woman, but this still had the man face. And he had some mental health issues too, because he was on Instagram. They were worried about him. So he was in that movie with Tiffany Haddish too. He was in Get Out. He's another great actor. He was in that Black Panthers movie. I think he was in Black Panthers too. I can't think of his name. He's another talented actor, but they put him in some tights and skirt and all that already. He was, look it up online. He was in a magazine. I think it was Vogue or one of them, dressing like a female. They be turning these brothers out, y'all. And Christian Keys said that what I told y'all, and now you can't find the video. Because you know, he was talking. He was talking about Tyler Perry. Now let's keep it real. That whole cabal, and now Christian Keys is quiet, and he got some hair and skincare products. I'm like, how many millions did Tyler Perry give you? Because now you selling that skin and care. Wait, come on. It's still genetic. You can take care of your skin, but you know, it's not like I'm going to use your skin products and all of a sudden my skin, you know, and I don't put nothing on my skin. You know what I wash my face with? Noxzema. The menthol. And you know what lotion I put on my face? Do not laugh. The same lotion I put on my body. Johnson's baby oil. The Johnson's the lotion, not the baby oil, the lotion. The one that's unscented, because I don't, I don't want to smell like a baby, because I put on my favorite Tiffany perfume that I got as a gift. So why would you say to me, and then the wrinkle creams and stuff too? And it's like, it's genetics. You either your skin and stuff, you can use with products to keep it as healthy as, don't dry it out and all that. But I'm just saying, I don't need to buy Beyonce's hair care and Christian Key's skincare, or Meghan Markle's, what does she have? Her flower petals. I mean, none of that. No, thank you. None of it. But Beyonce ain't as popular because people want new entertainers. Yes, they do. That's why I said Beyonce's peaked. I think she's already peaked. She can't go any higher. So why not retire while you're on top? Why not do that? And then I noticed with her body, looks like she got a butt lift and all that stuff. I'm just saying, I don't mean to be critical. I'm sorry. I take that back. I don't mean to be judgmental. I take that back. But I would like to see her retire on top. But I don't think she can. I think they need that money, y'all. I think that Ford magazine calling them billionaires and all that, I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Are they rich? Yeah, rich as shit. But billionaires? Mm-mm. Billionaires are the Bezos. Laura Sanchez, a real 304. He was on a boat and her legs open. She just, just a 304, honey. But and what's going on with her face? She got a facelift and stuff and looking weird. And she had Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian. They were in Paris somewhere, I think. And what's the other one that went on that tube with him that got in trouble? The singer. Um, hmm. She seems to be able to read. Allegedly. Can she read, Deborah? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. MJ Prince was telling us as well. Mm-hmm. Yes, they did. You're right. They were slaves. That's right. That is right. Michael Jackson was going off about Tommy Mottola, and then Prince had slave on his face. That music industry is a dirty business, baby. They are dirty. And they it's like, and then they say, well, real singers and older music can't sell. Really? Okay. I think that's bullshit. I really do. That's bullshit. Because when you know what, on my musical selection, I got varied taste. I have I got Bill Conti, Final Bell. I've got uh native New Yorker. I'm just saying the different kinds of music I listen to. I've got I can't do Whitney Houston anymore. The way she died, it just makes me so sad. But her voice is beautiful. But so yeah, I got Chicago. Of course, I got Chicago. I got Earth, Wind, and Fire. I got Ramsey Lewis. I've got Nancy Wilson. I've got Genesis. I've got Phil Collins. Who else I got? I mean, I've got hundreds. I got Phyllis Hyman. Um, Remember, you know how to love me right in a special way. I used to hear that song when I would go to school, when my father would take us to school when I was in 8th grade. And I said, let me download. That was a hit. And I listen to it now and it's still a hit. So this idea that there is really no, there's old music that's not really going to sell. No, that's because the industry is not committed to that. They want to make a quick buck the cheapest way they can. H&M are like Will and Jada. They ain't gonna leave each other. No. And then I believe that just like I believe Jada could, in my opinion, got videos of her and Will, their lifestyle. I wouldn't be surprised if Jada Pinkett got video on Will. That keeps Will Smith in line. And if you don't think Meghan Markle will do the same thing to Prince Harry, got another thing coming. She will video and it will keep him in line, because it would be so embarrassing to him to be exposed that he's tongue kissing John Travolta, or they got him drunk and all of them in a freak off. The one that J Lo we didn't get into J Lo, but we'll get into it tomorrow, guys. Yes, that tall black woman with J Lo. Oh, it's her spiritual advisor. I believe she's protecting J Lo. J Lo is definitely doing sinners for doing to stay famous. She doesn't have a natural talent. She don't. And remember, the Democratic Party had the nerve to invite her to sing the national anthem during Biden's inaugural when he was sworn in. And I said, look at this. And she went forward. Oh, it was like, oh God, girl. I mean, she did the best she could with her voice. It didn't screech. There was no screeching, but she is not a singer. And just because the Democratic Party, she's part of that cabal, does not mean that. Let's put her up right quick. Let's put her up, and then I've got to go, because I could sit and talk to y'all all day. And I'm gonna go pick up my daughter in a few minutes. Let me put J-Lo on stage right quick. We're gonna talk about her, and then I'm gonna head on out. Let me and it's just nasty. I mean, shame. Look at this. Hold on. It's just like J-Lo. Why? I just don't understand. I don't understand this. You're copying Madonna. Hold on. Didn't Madonna do this 20 years ago with Britney Spears? I'm just confused. And then why won't this? Oh, here it is. Add to stage. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it on, but I'm gonna keep turning on and off the music so that I don't get copyright. Look at that. Oh, that's a third woman. Look at that. That's so silly to me. Look at that. Look at that. There's one guy, a girl. Look at her. So she is letting the world know I am down with the freak offs. And also, AMA is showing that they are embracing that culture too. These people, look, they all of this sells. I don't get it, but I do get it. It's the freak off culture. Look at it. And then she copied Madonna did it 25 years ago with Britney Spears. So why are you repeating it? I don't get it. So it's, I hear J-Lo with that. Santeria, I think they said her name, the Santeria. Is that right? That black lady was there with her. So, yep, Deborah says, excellent point. Yep. Look at that. Whenever there are kids, I'm not going to say Archie or Lydia. I'm just going to say she is with a child. Yeah. Yeah, I try to, like, when I put the kids' picture up, I try to just, because the kids, they don't ask to come here, but, it is what it is. But I try to keep the kids out of as much as possible, but, yeah. Seems like Jill was the handler. Yes. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I love music, y'all. I learn to appreciate it because I'm serious. And then now that I'm, guys, I'm going to France for 3 months and I'm taking you with me because what did I want to tell you guys? It was something else I wanted to tell you. I told you I want to invest more time in this channel, and some of you came up with an idea. I don't know if it was you, Deborah, or was it Deluxe Life? That's the idea of me combining the travel channel and the crime with this, because the crime I want to integrate with the travel because I want to make it interesting. So but my goal is this channel, I'm devoting more time to my channel because I enjoy this. I absolutely love reaching out and talking to you guys. Thank you, Deborah. Stevie is truly a wonder. Oh my God. Oh, can you imagine he's blind. He could play the piano like that. His voice is beautiful. A Ribbon in the Sky brings me to tears. I got that on my playlist. It brings me to tears because it's so beautiful. It's not a tear of sadness. It's just so beautiful. Um, I have to say, you do. Hey, Nina, how you doing, Nina, online? The same preferences? Yes, I like good music. I don't care if it's good, I like it. I don't care. You know, I got Sam Hunt's Take Your Time. And he's a country singer. I love that. Who else do I have that was you know, I got Kenny Loggins. He is one of my favorites. Uh Michael McDonald, got some of his stuff. Of course, I got Chicago. Earth, Wind, and Fire, of course. Oh my God. After the Love Is Gone. And Maurice White had a beautiful voice, did he not? And Dave Foster wrote After the Love Is Gone. It's like, oh my God, look at that. I got Dionne Warwick, old stuff, old stuff. Do you know your way to San Jose? Ah, da, 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 some peace of mind in Tennessee. LA is a great big freeway. Put 100 down and buy a car. I mean, I love that. I mean, I love all kinds of music, all kinds. I got Yanni's song, but that was because old girl sung it. The black girl, she died of cancer too. Oh, what was the name of that song? Love is all. Love is all. If you get a chance, check that out. Love is all. He played that at the Acropolis. Well, not the Acropolis, but he was over in India, I think. And Yanni had heard this song. You know, Yanni's orchestra, amazing. The same ones that did the Storm, where it had that. I don't know. I don't think he's Russian or Ukrainian violinist. He's like the. And I was talking to my music teacher, and she says that those the musicians like in Yanni's orchestra and stuff, she said they're making six figures easily. They are like the best musicians. And Yanni's orchestra, his orchestra are musicians from around the globe. They're not just American, which I love. So if you if you get a chance, Love Is All is the song. Um, I don't want to get in trouble with copyright because they sue. But and the black lady, she saw her voice was so beautiful, and I was like, I want to get her album. And then I looked her up, and she was actually singing with Michael McDonald, not Michael McDonald, uh, um, Michael Bolton. And like this was like in the late 90s. They did a single together, but she ended up dying of cancer a couple of years back. I was like, oh wow, her voice was so beautiful. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Oh shoot, let me put. Okay, because I gotta go pick up my daughter soon. But I just want you to see. I want to show you Yanni the Acropolis, just so you can see it for yourself. Yanni. So I want you to hear this when you get a chance. It's called Love Is All, and it's YouTube. Her name was Van Johnson. Oh, she was beautiful too. So here, let me show you this right quick. I'm just going. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me just pause this, and then I'm gonna just show this to you guys and check her out. Check this. It's on YouTube. Beautiful, beautiful voice. But these are real musicians, and my music teacher said they are making six figures, Rhonda. These are very wealthy musicians. I'm like, for real? Because I was like, she wanted me to show her some of the things that I like to see, and that was one of them. So let me see. Let me show you this. Let me play this for you right quick. So it's one. Let me show you her part right quick. So I don't want to get. Let me show you this one right here. So let me just let you hear her sing. Oh, no, I'm waiting for time to carry me like a tempest to the sea, standing strong, watching over. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble with copyright. Her voice was incredible. I mean, and you see Yanni's, these are musicians, and you got to pay for good music like that. And I'm like, ugh, anyways. So yeah, Nina, I'm glad we have the same interests. I like all kinds of music. If it's good music, I love it. I love Eunice Lopez. How you doing? I love Ribbon of the Sky. Very special song. Music is not creative anymore. No, because it don't, these are dark forces that are in control of what our access to good music. We just have to go outside of there to get it. And that's why they say a lot of them are not even making music. They got to go out and tour and things like that. The industry is cannibalizing in on itself. But it's music like this that I love. It's good musicians out there. And that older stuff, it's like, oh, they don't know what good music is. Because this, like her voice. So when you get a chance, check out Love Is All. And Eunice Lopez, yes, A Ribbon in the Sky. Oh my God, when he says a ribbon in the sky for our love we can do with God on our side. And you know he's singing from his heart. You know he's singing from his heart. Oh, beautiful. So, okay, almost, I forgot, but this rapper said the industry doesn't want them to put out anything good. I don't think they do because it's not of the light. The industry is not of the spirit. So that is the reason why you see all of this shit, like with Puff Daddy, and then you see Jennifer Lopez tongue kissing. You got Freak Off at the American Music Awards where Michael Jackson was doing the moonwalk, and Whitney Houston's song, "I Will Always Love You." Whitney Houston, one of the most beautiful, the best vocalists ever lived, one of the best. Music is too much of an industry now, not art. It's not art. It is not art anymore. It's yep. That's true, Nina. Controlled by psychopaths, like so many things. We have to stay of the light. And when you see darkness, you got to shine a light on it. Oh, Prince told Diddy no sampling. Oh, are making me think of true voice when, oh, Whitney Houston. I can't, her voice is so beautiful to me. I can't listen to her because it'll make me cry because I keep thinking of how she passed. So I'm like, yes. Music gets into our subconscious, so they program it for you to kill, be a joke, etc. Yeah, you just got to embrace the light, y'all. Embrace the light. Embrace the light. That's what you got to do. Chris Rock did. Something is up when someone comes from nowhere and majority of their past has been erased. Who is that, Deborah? You talking about Meghan Markle? They get punished for having integrity, boundaries, and being truth tellers. You just have to say no to the industry. And then just, if don't try to get rich. Don't try it. You know what? If you truly love the art, you will get paid and be comfortable, right? But you may not be catapulted to superstardom. And that's not all it's cracked up to be either. Look at Michael Jackson, what happened to him? Look at Prince, what happened to him? Look at Elvis, what happened to Elvis? Look at Judy Garland. Remember Judy? Well, Judy Garland, I'm talking about the actress, but you know what I mean. She's more like a child star, not someone that catapulted into superstardom. But you get my point. It's like, that's not what it's all cracked up to be either. And Beyonce has to stay away from the camera so we don't pick up on what's really going on. Because to me, that's not normal. I'm like, I wish she would retire and then she can get some semblance of a normalcy in her life while she can. I think Kat and Dave are controlled opposition. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love Dave Chappelle. Oh my God. Yes, that's their ritual to get to another level. They have black men dressed feminine. That is it, and it's like shocking. But when you realize it, I'm like, these fuckers are different kind of evil, honey. You can't play around with those dark forces. I think Terrence Howard being as crazy he is, that's his tick. And I think that's fine. But one thing I know for sure, he's not going to let y'all exploit him. He ain't going to do that. No, you're not going to do that one. He's not going to do that one. Yep, he's not going to do that one. Yep. Okay, when they don't sell their souls, the industry will not promote them. People like Cat will stand his ground. The ones that don't sell out barely get work. The industry is dirty. I think that's revealing. I mean, it's quite obvious now. And it took courage for Cat Williams and people like that. When Cat Williams, after he got off of Shay Shay, I was trying to get, he was on tour. I was trying to get a concert ticket, but they were selling out. It was like the tickets were too expensive. I'm like, oh God, it priced me out. I was like, oh my God. And you know, he's one of those, I wish I could get enough money. I'd love to get a backstage meet and greet with him. I just can't afford it right now. Dave Chappelle, I can't afford it right now. Who else? Um, who else would love to meet? You know what? I would love to meet Shaka Khan, Gladys Knight, and Patti LaBelle. I would love to meet them in person. So I think I'm going to try and see if they have when they go, you know, when they have concerts at smaller venues and see, because they're getting old, they're older in age. So I would love to really get to see them. Check them out. Whitney was that real voice. Ooh, Deborah, yes she was. Yes, she was. Oh Lord, her voice was something else. J Lo is discussing. She has kids. Yeah, she's very that's discuss. She's part. Okay, she's part of that. Brooklyn Love. Santeria is witchcraft, satanic, and demonic. Yes, 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 yes. Nina grew over Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh my God! Remember when Taylor Swift tried to sing that song, "Dancing in September"? Oh, dancing in September. And then they trashed her. It was like, oh God, don't do that. Don't do that. You can't, don't do the Earth, Wind, and Fire. They're like, you know, you cannot redo their songs. Stop it. I Was Made to Love Her is my favorite Stevie Wonder. Oh, wow. Is it, Nina? Oh, I'm going to play that one. So you guys get a chance. I got to go. I had to go pick up my girl. We've been on 2.5 hours. I had a wonderful time with you guys. Thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you. So if you get a chance, check out Love Is All on YouTube. Yanni. It's the Yanni at one of his concerts. And what is her name? I forgot her name. Van Jones. Her voice is incredible. And then if you get a chance to check out Final Bill, Bill Conti, that's the theme song for Rocky. If you just put the song on and just listen to that musical arrangement, will blow your mind. You will realize that what they consider music today, it is just shocking how you see how education and this whole music and the arts, you can tell that we definitely need that back in this country. And then also Backstabbers. Listen to the beginning, that music arrangements. Beautiful. All right, guys, this has been nice. Thank you. Keep an eye out on how that machine is working. That old raggedy legacy machine working to try to push Meghan Markle, poor thing. So let's see how that works and keep an eye out. Stay in the light, y'all. Stay in the light. I love you. Have a good night. Ciao. Mwah.